Hello everyone, welcome to LexTalk World Talk Show presented by Clickaway Creators. Today we have Nazaqat Lal with us. Nazakat is an advocate and solicitor practicing in the Bombay High Court. Her practice area includes real estate, commercial litigation, estate planning, and testamentary matters. She is an extensive writer and regularly publishes articles related to her practice areas. So now, without further ado, let's dive in to know more about her. So, hi Nazakat.
Hi Nikhil, nice to be here.
The pleasure is all ours. So, Nazakat, please enlighten us something, just by telling something about yourself.
So I basically qualified from Government Law College Bombay, and then I went on to become a solicitor. So the core practice area is definitely real estate, but I've also branched into estate planning, which is basically wills, gift deeds, family settlements. I also do corporate advisory and civil litigation.
All right. Now, I would like to ask you, like, how would you rate the current legal system drive towards increasing access to justice? Is there a tangible moment in closing the justice gap?
So what I like to say is that like any other legal system in the world, the Indian legal system also has its flaws, and there are definitely a lot of areas for improvement. But this doesn't in any way diminish the stature of the system. To more specifically answer your question, I think there are two parts to this. One is there are people who have access to the legal system, but they don't have access to justice because of the time it takes in the matters being heard. And then the second part is we have an entire part of society that doesn't even have access to the legal system, let alone having access to justice. So, to address the first issue where you have people who have access to the system, but they don't have access to justice because of the long delay it takes in matters being heard, I definitely think that a concerted effort and intent would be required on the part of the judges, lawyers, and litigants. Till these three don't come together in intent and action, it's very difficult to see change. And as far as those who do not even have access to the legal system, I think the first thing would definitely be to bring them within the periphery of accessibility, so to say, and this would largely be the responsibility of the government. Civil society can come in, but it would definitely largely be on the shoulders of the government to be able to do this.
All right, that was very nicely explained. Now, in the era of legal technology, what are the most common tools used by you?
Okay, so legal tech, I think, has developed and improved very, very rapidly. Even if you just take the last 5 to 7 years, legal research has become much easier, much faster, and far more accurate. One of the legal search engines that I use, which I have benefited a lot from, is definitely this search engine called CaseMine. So, what that search, one is the accuracy is very high. So, the judgments they display to the keywords that you've searched for, the accuracy level is extremely high. The other thing is that when they show you the judgments you've searched for, they also give you the option to map subsequent judgments that have either followed or dissented from that judgment. So, this helps you to understand the pattern of the judiciary on a certain point of law. So CaseMine is definitely something that I've used and benefited from. Other than that, of course, there's Zoom and Google Meet, which we've been using a lot for our webinars and meetings.
All right. Now, as you all know, that time is money, and time is money in any profession, and in legal, it's most of all. So, how do you ensure to make the best use of time as a lawyer?
So I've always tried to focus on productivity as opposed to being busy. So what that does is it gives a very high quality of focus to your time. So you end up working for fewer hours, which are far more concentrated. The quality of your work is better. The other thing that's very important is clarity, because till you don't understand exactly what it is that you're required to do, I mean, you're going to spend a lot of time, in and around that. So clarity is very important. Then there's like as lawyers, and I'm assuming other professionals also, we spend a lot of time on client calls and client meetings. So I firstly try to schedule only as many as are actually necessary. And secondly, as far as possible, prior to a client call or meeting, I usually circulate an email setting out the points that are likely to be discussed and if any documents are required. So that when parties come to a meeting, everyone's prepared, everyone's on the same page, and you actually end up getting a lot of work done. And the last thing I'd like to say is that, we're increasingly hearing of young professionals talk about burnout. So, as important as it is to talk about time and productivity, I think if you want to keep your productivity consistent, you have to ensure that you're taking your downtime. Now, everyone's idea of downtime is different, but the basic point is that anything which helps you to reset and come back to your level of efficiency is downtime. So, I definitely think that that needs to be spoken of as much as we talk about productivity and using our time well.
All right. So as you all know that as a lawyer, you are always occupied. So I know how hard it is to take out time for yourself.
No, no, not at all. But I mean, thank you for doing this and giving us the opportunity for sure. But I mean, whoever's watching this, I just hope that, people carve out times either in the week itself or at least on weekends and make sure that you reset. Because if you wait for the summer vacation or December, I mean, young professionals are getting burnt out very, very quickly.
Right. As we all know that you are a writer and you regularly publish articles. So can you tell us something about that as well?
So it actually started as like whatever matters I would research on. I thought that, along with using that research in matters, it would also be beneficial if I consolidated that research and put it down by way of a paper. So if not for the benefit of anyone else, at least for myself, if I ever needed to look back, I could like benefit from the research I had done. That's how it started off. And then I just started putting it on legal blogs, and I started getting a lot of reviews and a lot of people reaching out. So that honestly encouraged me to keep writing. I also feel there's honestly, I mean, there are a lot of legal articles which are out there, but I think in terms of quality, we can still work harder. So that's at least something I try to do, that with every article, I hope to make, things accessible. Like, of course, while maintaining the quality, I also want that law should be accessible to people who are non-lawyers. So, I mean, that's the endeavor and that's the intention I write with. So let's hope so. Like, let's hope like it works like that.
Yeah, it definitely will. And now, thank you so much for sharing such great insight with us. And we look forward to having a chat with you again in the future on some other trending topics in the international legal world. So, for our viewers, if you like this chat with Nazakat Lal, please like and share this video. And also subscribe to Clickaway Creators YouTube channel to appreciate what we do. And you have more coming from the legal space. So, this is Nikhil for LexTalk World signing off.